Radio Raheem here with the voice of boxing, Micheal Buffer. In the last 8 days, we've seen two really tremendous events in boxing. One seemed to deliver, one was a little fizzle at the end there. But we'll start with Ward Koval, what's still on everybody's mind. Sitting ringside, man, how exciting was it to see a fight that was that competitive? And did you think Ward was going to be able to come back once he hit the canvas?
I was surprised at the scoring. And there were a lot of people that agreed with me. I scored it for Kovalev to win the fight. But there could have been more action, actually. I thought there was a lot of holding, that the referee didn't break them up as soon as he could have, but that's the way it goes. I think you and I actually talked before the fight and had discussed, well, maybe a super promotion like this might not end up being the best fight. And while it turned out to be close, and the scoring was maybe strange to some people, it could have been a better fight. There wasn't a lot of action. I think each fighter landed an average of 11 punches around. That's not a lot of combat. But this fight tonight with Lomachenko, wow, what a fighter! I mean, probably right now he is in one of the top 4 or 5 fighters in the world, pound for pound. His footwork. He never throws one punch at a time. It's always combinations. It's always side to side, great movement, great everything. He's just a super fighter.
On the Ward fight, we know we're going to get a rematch. Do you think that we see anything different in the rematch? Does Kovalev have to dominate Ward to get a scorecard decision?
I think if he had thrown an extra half dozen jabs each round, that could have pulled it out for him. He has a good jab, and he didn't use it. He wanted to get in there and use his right hand. It seemed that way. And he seems to really have his power in the first 6 rounds, and then it doesn't seem to be there. But there was so much wrestling and grappling in the fight. Kathy Duva made a comment about it was like an MMA fight. Let's just see what happens with the rematch. I think if you notice when Lomachenko, every time Walters grabbed him and tried to clinch, not a fighting clinch, but just grab him, Lomachenko refused to be held and would just violently shake his opponent off and almost throw him away. I think that's what Kovalev would have to do in a fight like that.
And lastly, tonight we saw a fighter essentially give up between rounds. He wasn't hurt. He didn't even get knocked down. You've seen a lot of boxing. How much does that take from his credibility and his valor as a fighter?
Yeah, you have to be prepared mentally to fight a fighter like Lomachenko, who just constantly hits you with combinations, hits you from the left side, the right side, body shots, double jab, all of a sudden, a double right jab, then a straight left, and then all of a sudden you're getting hit with a hook and a body shot. You're used to fighting guys, and he's a southpaw, that's always confusing anyway, but you're used to fighting guys that don't hit you that much, that often, constantly. And I think in the 6th round, before he quit in the 7th round, before he quit at the end of the 7th, it looked like he was almost ready to stop twice in that round. He turned away and turned his back to the fighter. And the last time was maybe with 20 seconds to go, and Tony Weeks, the referee, gave him a hard look, and then he came back. He turned around and came back to face Lomachenko. So the handwriting was on the wall in that 7th round.
Some people don't know, but most of us who follow boxing do know that Micheal Buffer is a mind, a scientist in this sport. Always appreciate the analytic analysis after this fight, man. We will see you in Manchester in just a week.
One more thing. This is the first time I think I've seen you without a tie and a jacket on. You're chilling here in Vegas?
It's my 2nd week. I thought this fight was gonna maybe be like fought in the gutter, in the grimy spots, and I wanted to dress appropriately. And we didn't end up with the war that I expected. But as always, you are clean as it comes.
I know you'll be dressed up.
So yeah, come Manchester, we'll be back on it
tonight. But you'll be peeked out.
Thank you, sir. Always a pleasure. Radio Raheem with Micheal Buffer.